I think it's important that our listeners have to understand that, doors and entrance systems, opening solutions are not just a means to get in and out of the building, but they also have a big effect on energy efficiency. They also can have an effect on energy consumption if you're if you're doing access controls that are electrified and things like that. So, can you just tell us a little more around that in terms of, you have a lot going on in terms of, your focus on making not only your company more sustainable, but your products more sustainable. And it might be good just to talk a little more about where you guys are going on
Mm,
that. So,
yeah, on the,
yeah.
on the energy efficiency side, that's a really good point. Is that we're not the obvious product when we think about contributors to a better building envelope or a better building operational footprint overall, right? So um, we bring products to market and then have to think really creatively about how we're teaching our customers to integrate these products into their buildings. So it's kind of two buckets when it comes to energy efficiency. One is taking a look at the exterior envelope, and then the other is taking a look at products that are electrified. So with the exterior envelope, we have spent a lot of time and resources developing products that contribute to a, a much more sealed up exterior envelope. And, we think about this all the time. You're in a building, you walk past the opening, and if you're inside, you look around the opening and you can see gaps around that opening, and you can see the outside from the inside. That means that there's some energy loss going on there, and also some money as well. You're losing money, and so we take a look at designing and testing exterior envelope products that work together as a system. So it's not just one piece of the puzzle or another. It's the door, the frame, the gasketing, the thermally broken threshold, the door operator that helps to ensure that the product or that the opening stays open just as long as it needs to and then closes again, so that we don't have this gap where we're keeping it open and losing more when it comes to that transmission of heat and cold. So there's a large focus on that with exterior envelope. We're seeing much larger demand as far as net zero and passive house, and so there's a great focus on that and just kind of sealing up that exterior envelope. But then as far as the rest of the building with electrified products, that's important to think about as well. And again, it's a new way of thinking, right? We work with a lot of really intelligent and experienced people who think, okay, well, it's lighting and HVAC and windows where we're losing energy and spending more money. And the little door hardware geeks over here are like, hey, don't forget, these products are electrified and they're also pulling power from the grid and you're paying for that. So, let's think about ways that we can do things differently. And one of those ways is to utilize the existing infrastructure in the building to power these access control products like locks. And many of these solutions will utilize the types of cabling that are already in the building, and you can also use those to power your locking products. And that's something that's really innovative. It gets people thinking differently about the types of products that contribute to an energy efficient built environment. And it also gets us thinking about how we don't have to sacrifice one for the other, right? These products were developed to bring security and access control solutions to the building, but at the same time, they're also helping to reduce the amount of energy used. They're reducing the amount of product and footprint and labor and infrastructure at the same time. So it's basically a win-win.
Yeah, yeah, that's excellent. And I know we do a lot of work on now net zero buildings and, zero carbon buildings and things like that. And you have to look down to the level of the access controls. Especially, we're doing a lot of work in pharmaceutical, and you could have hundreds of doors, that are electrified, and you need key cards to get into and everything else, and that adds up. So, it's really important to look at that.
Absolutely.